Alright guys, and welcome back to the Saints View, the channel for Southampton content for our preferred 11 video ahead of Saturday's game with Bournemouth at St Mary's. So let's get straight into it. In goal, it's pretty inevitable now. Angus Gunn in between the sticks. I'm sure he'll be given the #1 shirt next season. He's been fantastic, really good at Watford, commanding, came out for a lot of balls. Some people were saying that he should have done better with Watford's goal on Tuesday night. Personally, I think he's seen it too late. It's just coming at him so quickly. It was a really good finish from Gray. And he made up, if that was a mistake, he made up for it with all the other saves he made. And sort of just general really good goalkeeping. His kicking is fantastic. So, of course, Angus Gunn makes it in between the sticks for me. Now, going to the defence, I want to see an unchanged defence if Yannick Vestergaard is still injured. Of course, if he is fit for this one, we would take out Jack Stephens. However, I think he's had a really unfair criticism of late. Yes, he hasn't been great. He's been our worst player when he's come to play. But he was fantastic for me on Tuesday night at Watford. I thought he put in the tackles when he needed to. He cleared the ball when there was a bit of pressure. Just no nonsense from him, and it was a lot better. And he was blamed on Saturday against Newcastle, but really, I think it was more senior players that actually were at fault. But of course, like we saw with Wesley Hoyt, he's the scapegoat. So of course all the blame went to him. And I'm not sticking up for him. Don't come at me saying like, oh, well, you're deluded because you think Jack Stephens is a good footballer. Not really. I don't. I think he is our worst player. But you got to give these players credit when they deserve it. And on Tuesday night, he definitely deserved credit. And then of course the rest of the back five is standard. Now Valerie, he came on at Watford in the second half. Didn't really have to do much besides concede a goal. But he had that game out at Newcastle, so he should be fresh after his illness. And then of course Yoshida, really good at Watford as well, and Bednarek, who had another good game. Bertrand, I still think the last couple of games he's been a bit lazy, but I do still love him, so he deserves to be in that side, especially ahead of my target. Come on. In the midfield, I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to take out Oriol Romeu and put in Mario Lemina. I think he deserves a start. I was surprised that he didn't start at Watford on Tuesday night, given the fact that the game came quite quickly after last Saturday's game up at Newcastle. So I would put him in only because I can see Romeu potentially being tired for this one, or because he might be a yellow card away from suspension. I'm not too sure where his yellow card suspensions lie actually at the moment. And then the other two, of course, make up for themselves. Højbjerg, he has to be in there. Our skipper, and then Ward-Prowse, fantastic recently. Pretty much the whole of the second half of the season. I don't really need to go into that because we know how good he's been. And then to finish it off, we're going to go with Nathan Redmond and Ings up front. Pretty standard. Redmond didn't look amazing on Tuesday night. I think the fact that he's now done two full games in, 3 days is hard for him. And he could be rested for this one, but I do think he's one of our best attacking prospects, so he deserves to be in that starting 11. Ings didn't play at all on Tuesday night and only played about 60-70 minutes at Newcastle, so he should be starting this one. And I think he really needs a goal, especially with Shane Long having such a good April. And some people may even say that Long deserves to start over Ings. I disagree. Ings has been contributing with assists when he hasn't been contributing goals. He hasn't really had a chance to score, so I don't think people can say that he's on a goal drought, really, because it's not like he's not been clinical, because he hasn't had the chances. And he should have had 2 assists against Wolves the other week when Sims missed an absolute sitter. So he definitely deserves to start. So to run through quickly, that is Angus Gunn, Jan Valerie, Jack Stephens, Jan Bednarek, Maya Yoshida, Ryan Bertrand, Mario Lemina, Pierre Højbjerg, James Ward-Prowse, Nathan Redmond, and finally Danny Ings. Let us know your preferred 11s for the game against Bournemouth on Saturday in the comment section below. Do you believe that Long actually should start over Ings? Or do you think the midfielders should change up a little bit? What do you think? Let us know. Remember to like the video if you have enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't yet already, and we will see you on Saturday.